this. You will see a change in the garage. The change in the garage is as such. That taxi I was doing, I ended up getting rid of. The reason being is because it was a little bit on the difficult side to do on camera. So what I'm going to do is the next time I find one, I'm going to try and get my guts together, like when I say my guts together, and get my train of thought together, and then try and figure out a way of getting the car done and dusted. I'll get all the parts for the car before I do anything in the way of a live stream or anything like that, in the way of having that car. However, as you can probably tell from the title, I've gone back in time again. Where I've gone back in time is back to 1957 again. Now, the reason why I've gone back to 1957 again is because I'm going to be trying a little trick. The little trick, it's not exactly a little trick. You see, a lot of my cars that I did in the way of the 1957... Yes, baby, it's back. I hope it's back. Hang on a sec. I think I may have slightly screwed up because my partner has just hit me, and she watches my streams all the time when I do them. And I think I might have slightly screwed up. If I have, I'll have to fix the spelling later. Because I think I might have screwed up on the spelling. So what I'll have to do is, when I get around to it, I'll have to get onto my computer and fix the error. Now, no, it's good. It's all good. It's all good. She's pretty much under the pump at the moment with work and whatnot. So anyhow, as I was saying before, so before what happened just then. I was in the middle of telling you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to try a little something. It's not exactly a little trick. One of my friends, as a matter of fact, it's the guy that comes in here and does the he did the car that Aston Martin. If you guys were watching my stream at one stage, you might have seen a shell of an Aston Martin sitting just behind me where I'm standing right now. I will actually show you the jack I'm talking about. That's the jack I'm talking about. Now, that car there is going back to the garage in about 5 minutes. The reason being is I'm not doing any work on this car, but I will be driving this car in a few days' time for tests to see if she's still got what it takes, or is she under threat like Queen 33 was when Queen 33 raced against Queen 34. Now, Queen 34's win, as far as I can see, when Queen 34 did win, Queen 34's victory was my fault, as far as I can see. Now, the reason why I say that is I dumped it too early, and then just the back dug in, and I didn't get the amount of power that I was hoping. Because if you guys do remember, I was driving Queen 33. So, let's put this one back. Now, there is one thing I will tell you guys, and that is this. I will be doing the car just here. This is the reason for the name of the episode. The only thing is, this car is going to be completely different to what the other ones were that you saw. As you saw, that one was a dark blue. Now, I've got a couple of dark blue ones, and they're 57 Chevs, just like that one and this one. And they're all got blue on them at some stage and what have you. This one, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with in the way of paint scheme yet, but what I'm going to do with in the way of the engine and whatnot is basically when I build the engine, I'm going to build the engine to the point, and yes, it's going to have a supercharger just like the other lot. This engine is going to be completely chromed out. There's not going to be any blue on the car. There's not going to be any blue in the engine. There's not going to be any pink in the engine. There's not going to be any green in the engine. There's going to be no colour in the engine at all. It's just going to be fully chromed out. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to do this car as a show car, like I did with the other lot. But the thing is, the one that is the actual full-on blown show car is the wedding car. Because if you have a look at the wedding car has got white wall tyres like this one has, but the tyres on that car are different. The rims for this car are different again to what this car has. You will see the rims once I get ready to put the undercarriage back on. Now, before I even take the undercarriage off, there are a few things I do have to do to the car, and there are a couple of things I've got to do before I do anything, before I even touch the car. There's two things or a few things that I've got to do. I will explain to you one of them as I go. I very well could be going back and forth in the way of the parts for the car, but the parts for the car I'm talking about could possibly be the engine and engine only. The reason being is because I didn't really get a chance to do much in the way of looking for the parts for the engine that I was hoping to get. The parts for the engine that I was hoping to get, the parts of the engine I was hoping to get was practically everything. So that is that. Now, I think, hang on, let's have a look at something. Right, okay, so now what I've got to do, no, I don't want that. Okay, that, I've got to get two of them, two of them, two of them, two of them, and I think I've got that. But I've also got to get two of them, and two of them. Now, most of the chassis that I had, well, that's under the car at the moment in the way of that, the 57. I've hopefully got all the chassis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the panels off and then I'm going to basically strip the car. But I'm also going to go ahead in a minute and go outside and go to that container out the back, and then I'm going to fix everything up, and then after I've done that I'm going to come straight back inside, take what I can. If there's anything in the car, I'm going to take it out, and then I'm just going to, when I say that I'm going to completely gut the car, I'm just going to completely tear it apart. Now, as you can see, I've got the fuse box in there still, and I've still got the water tank in there, or the fluids in there. That, if you have a look, the engine compartment is pretty much complete. So what's going to happen is all of that's coming out, the gearbox is coming out, differential's going to be coming out, all the bottom's going to be coming out of it, it's going to get the new battery in, everything there you see is going to be brand new. Now, what you see there, the engine, I will do last. However, I will be taking the engine out before I even put the chassis back in. I'll be taking the engine out. The reason for that is because I want to be able to work on the engine by itself. I want to make sure that the car is going to be correct the way I want it done. Now, I am glad my partner is watching, and I hope to God she can hear me, because I do hope she can understand what I'm about to say. Let's see. I hope she can. Because if she can, I'll be able to explain to you guys exactly what's going to happen. Right, she can hear me. Now that she can hear me, you guys can hear me. You guys will be able to hear. I mean, obviously you've been able to hear what I've been able to say, but with my partner, sometimes my headset plays up sometimes, and I don't know exactly why it plays up. So I've got to be really, really careful. I don't know whether it's the control I've got now, the one that I'm using, or whether it's the other control that I've got that's charging or was on charge. But one of them does screw up every once in a while and won't take a signal from the jack that's connected to the back of the control, and then signal through to the headset that there's sound coming through because of the way the control has been the last couple of months. The control's been doing that for the last 6 months or so. And to be honest, it's been frustrating the living daylights out of me. So that's with this control. I've had it. Now, as I was saying, everything you see in that engine compartment is coming out. Obviously, the fuse box has got all pieces or all the fuses in there. So what I'm going to do, and I'm actually glad that I got this car, to be honest, because now that I know that it's got all the fuses in the fuse box, I can take the fuse box apart, buy a new fuse box, get new fuses, get the exact same amount that I need for the fuse box to do what I need to do. Then after I've done that, I can then work out everything else in the way of the car. Now I do have the radiator. I do have most of the engine, I think, because as I said to you guys, it's going to be a go to and a to and from situation with this car, because I threw this car out and just went, oh, okay, fair enough. I just went to a junkyard and found this thing, and I just thought, oh, hello, this thing's basically all shit over. And then when I was doing this, I was just like, what am I going to do with this thing? You know, I'm always doing 1957s, and I'm always doing theme cars. So, and I mean, look, don't get me wrong, people. I love doing theme cars. I absolutely adore doing theme cars. I mean, if you look at it, I've got Queen 33, I've got Becky 33, I've got Blackout, I've got Redline, I've got King 50, King 51, I've got Rob 50, Rob 51. I've got a whole load of them. So, and I've also got the Iron Man car, which was, believe it or not, defeated by Becky 33 when Becky 33 got released to my partner. And I know for a fact that she actually adores the Queen 33, even though Queen 33 finally lost a race. So now what I've got to do is I've got to get a battery, and get everything there you see cosmetically in the way of the you'll see what I mean. So look, I'll start now and then get down to doing everything as I go. Now this is going to make a mess, this I guarantee. See? But to be honest, I don't really give a rat's. This will make a mess too, I'll bet. What a guess. Now, I'm not too sure about the underneath of this. I don't know whether it's got everything underneath the car or not. I'm not sure. But before I even think of pulling this out, what I am going to do is I'm going to have a look and see what I do have to do. Do I have to get... let's see. See, that's what I'm talking about. See how the I don't have the front towards the engine. That means to say I'm going to have to go back into here where the middle, like where the mufflers are in the engine area, and buy the section that I need. Now let's see what I've got here. That's all the suspension and all that sort of stuff. So I think I might have everything there. I'm unsure. I've got all. Yes, I've got to get that. I've got to get that. So. Now, be honest, guys, I seriously think, in all seriousness, that certain parts in the car, for example, the steering and all that, yeah, okay, fair enough, that'd be all in one area, but you would seriously think that the brake fluid and all that would be in the one area, or brake fluid would be, well, that's in with the brakes, but I'm talking like some of the other stuff for what the hell? Okay, I'll check that out later. I'm not sure whether I've got a fuel tank or not. I'll get one anyway, just in case I don't. Now, as I've said to you guys, I'm going to do the chassis underneath the car first of all, after I get all the parts fixed. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade everything that I'm getting for the car. And then the moment I've upgraded everything for the car, now just before I go any further, I want to find out whether I've got... Okay, so I've got that. Yeah, I do have a fuel tank, okay. So that can go. Now, as I said to you guys, there is a chance I may have to build the car bit by bit. I'm kind of hoping there's not really a chance where I have to come back and forth, because I don't really want to have to do that. I did have, however, a Pagani in the garage today. Oh my god, no. And it was a bit of a pain in the neck. So I'm really, really, really hoping that this car does not turn out to be a pain in the butt. So now, I mean, this car can sit on its wheels because it does have wheels, all four to be honest. Which reminds me, I've actually got to do myself and you guys a big favour, and that is the wheels. I do have wheels for this car. The wheels are upgraded, I think. I'll have a look. I'm not too sure. Are they? I think they might be. I think. Let's have a look. If not, I'll have to upgrade them. These wheels actually originally were going to go on the taxi that I had, because I actually found another taxi, because I had two taxis. One of them with one of the taxis I started to lose my patience, because you couldn't do anything to, well, matter of fact, you couldn't do anything to either one of them. The only thing you could really do to both of the taxis is the following: put a new paint job on it, and that is all. You could not, you couldn't even put a flame job on them. Like, you couldn't do them as a normal car like this thing. If you could do them as a normal car, it'd be a bit of a bonus, because it'd be so cool. Some of the cars that I have in mind, like you guys, if you guys remember a couple of months ago, I did a episode, two episodes actually, on a Crazy Taxi. Now, the reason I did that episode was because I found out of a friend of mine who lives in the United States and actually moved to New York about a year and a half ago. He actually found out that, now I'm not too sure how true this is, so please, if someone in New York is seeing this episode, please comment on what I'm about to say, and let me know if I'm right or wrong. Apparently, Yellow Cab in New York apparently started in the 1920s. Now, I mean, I can Google that very easily, but I'd like to hear from somebody in New York, if anybody in New York is watching my videos. I'd love to hear it. So, if anybody from New York is watching my videos, please comment and let me know. If you can find out, please let me know when Yellow Taxi or Yellow Cab or whatever they're called these days was started. Because I would like to know. It's a bit hard to explain in the way of wanting to find out when they were exactly founded, because a lot of people turn around and say they were founded in the 1950s. Some people say they were founded in the 1940s. Some people say they were founded in the 30s. So really, I have no idea. But the most famous vehicle that Yellow Cab had up until the 1980s was a 1957 shaped car. They had that one particular car. Like, I mean, when I say that, they had the car in service for X amount of years, then they'd retire it, and then they'd get another one. They had the 56, the 55, and the 57. They were all the same shape. And then over a period of time, Yellow Cab or Yellow Taxi, or whatever they're called these days, turned around and bought more of them. But they bought the updated versions, and they had the same shell, and all that. And as the time went on, they got better and better and better. But the exterior, because they were so well known for the 57 Chev, and the 56 Chev, and the 55 Chev, because they are so well known because of that shape, they actually kept that shape for about, I think, 40 years, and then eventually in the 1990s roll around and they started getting rid of them and started getting other cars. And believe it or not, from what I heard, a lot of people back in the 1990s, especially people who were around in the 1950s, like people who were in their 20s, like people who were born in 1930 or whatever, and they were around during the period of time that the 57s came in and the 56 came in and the 55s came in. When they started retiring then, apparently a lot of people were complaining that they were going, why couldn't they do them up and stick them in a museum? Little did they know that Chevrolet actually had a chance to take a couple of the old 57s and the 56s off the cab company, restore them and put them in a museum. They actually did do that. So that's one thing that people didn't really understand. Now, I'm going to have a look at one thing real quick, and if I'm right, I will be able to tell you exactly. I'll try Yellow Cab first of all and see what it says. See if it says anything about... Here we go, Yellow Cab history. Let's have a look. History of Yellow Cab. Here we go. The history of Yellow Cab. They were started in 1907. Whoa. That's a long time ago. That's not long after... That's not long after Harley Davidson was started, that's for sure, and that's also not long after Ford was started. That's a bit of a dumb question. Of course they did. I'm just looking to see If you give me half a minute, 1910s, 90. Now, I'm looking at this in several areas to find out exactly what was going on with Yellow Cab. I'm looking at all sorts of different photos of Yellow Cab in the way of some of their vehicles. I'm seeing, yeah, here we go, 1957. There you go. That's a 1978 car. I'm looking at it right now. A car that was built in 1978 that looks like a 1957 Chev. Now, as I said, they did have, obviously, the 57 Chevs. So, the cab company is over 100 years old now. And that's correct, they are an icon. So what I'm going to do in a few days' time is I'll try and find a car like a yellow cab, and then I will probably, if I can, I will probably do an episode on it. But what I will do at the same time is I've got a car, as you guys fully well know, I've got a car that I did to honour Yellow Cab. I did that a couple of months back. Now, what I'm going to do is when I do find another car like that car, I am going to put it on this number one jack where this one is, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and do it up as a car from Yellow Cab, and at the same time I'm going to have the other one sitting on the other side, and I won't be touching that one, that I guarantee. But the one that's going to be here I'm going to completely restore, but I will do modifications to it, and you will see the modifications that I'm going to be doing to it as it gets done. So, time to get started. Now, what I'm going to do here, guys, is... What the f... Oh, that's right, I was going to check something, wasn't I? Yeah. Oh, no, I did do them. I did fix them up. Okay. Now, before I do anything of the sort to fix I'm going to get 30 of these to make sure, because sometimes this might sound crazy, and I'm also going to get 30 of these. Now what I've got to do is I've got to get a solid rear drive axle, 2 of them. That's that done. Now I've got to check. I don't think so. This one's got its full axle, so what I might do is... Nope. Good. I've also got to get the suspension. That one right there. But what is that? I hate it when that happens. I really do. While I've got it on the jack, rear shock. Okay. Okay. Now let's see what I've got. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for the undercarriage of the car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and fix all that stuff up. Then I'm going to start yanking the underneath out. And then after I've done all that, because what I'll do is I'll put the tyres back together. Now these wheels are going to be going on that car. They were going to go on the Yellow Cab, but I had to get rid of that cab because it wasn't turning out all that good at first. So now that I've got this one, I'm going to do this one in a completely different way to what the other ones usually were done. As I said to you guys earlier, and this is going to be said to anybody else who is just joining, if I'm joining the stream while I'm doing this, the car is going to be done not in blue like I normally do. It's going to be a different colour. I will be asking my partner if she wants it done in a different colour. I just hope to God she doesn't say pink, because this car is going to have something completely different. Because if she says custom job in the way of paint job, that means she's going to give me free reign on the paint job, because there's an area in there which I've looked at and I found an area that says custom. So what I might do is, if she says to do a custom job, then I'll be able to do a custom job, because the custom job that I'm thinking of is a Maroni red with a shine to it. Now when I say that, you'll see what I'm talking about, because I had a go at it earlier and it did look reasonably good. So if you keep an eye on the car when I get the car back together, you'll see what I mean. So what I'll do here is I'll get this all fixed up. Now, I'm kind of hoping that the car does go together pretty well tonight. I'm hoping to get the entire car done in one episode. That's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, as you guys probably saw with me getting parts the way I was. Okay, that's the tyres fixed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the car hovering where it is. Now what I'm also going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to go and I'm going to get the... check and see if I've got body parts for it. Yes, I do. Okie dokes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and go to the garage or that container, and I'm going to start fixing all the parts up that I've got. After I've done that, I'm going to come back in here, take all the panels off, and then I'm going to not so much strip it completely in the way of taking all the undercarriage out yet. I'm going to wash it down, I'm going to get all the rust off it, and then I'm going to start taking panels off. And then, once I've got the panels off, that's where I'll be doing the full restoration. I won't put any of the panels on up until such time as the chassis is done. So, that's going to be that's going to be the wait for you guys. You guys are going to be busting to see that, I guarantee. Now, also, the other part that's going to be a bit of a wait and see is the gearbox. I've still got to work out what gearbox it is, because the whole thing is that the car itself is basically being a pain in the butt towards me, because I was kind of hoping to do this car last night, or a car last night, but I couldn't. So I was actually trying to find I'll try again, trying to find if I could get a car for you guys for tonight for me to do. And then I found this thing and I went, yeah, okay, fair enough. So I grabbed it and brought it back and had a look at it, and here we are, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm doing here, for the people who have never seen my episodes, what I'm doing here is I'm getting parts for the vehicle, which I do have sitting in the area in the garage. Sorry guys, I'm just not thinking straight. I've got it sitting in the garage. I've got it on hoist. So now what I'm doing is I'm fixing up parts here that'll go into the car, like for chassis and engine and whatnot. At the moment that's all done and dusted. Now that that's done, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and strip the car down of its parts, and then I'm going to take all the rusted bits off it and throw the crappy parts out. So Now, the moment I've got all the rusted crap out and whatnot, I've got to now lower the car, and then I've got to take it down to the wash bay and wash it, and then bring it back in here. But that's all. Now, when I say that's all I'm going to do, I don't mean I'm finishing the episode. I'm not. I'm actually going to take the car down, as I said, down to the wash bay, wash it, bring it back here, and then after I've done that, what I'm going to do is I am then going to put it up on the hoist, and then I am just going to strip it completely. You will find out what the engine, what the gearbox will be in about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, now that's that done. Oh, we've got a seat in here. Okay, let's take you out. Now, I'm not going to get rid of that seat just yet, and there's a reason behind that. Now, let's get this car back to the jack. What the? Oh. Taking a sweet time, damn. Now to lift the car up and take the wheels out, and then lift it up even further, and then take all the exterior underneath, like the chassis and all that, out from underneath the car, and then replace the chassis and all the components straight after I've done that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that's got to go. Right, now all the parts of the car in the way of bodywork is ready to roll. Wheels are ready to go. Brakes and that are ready to roll. All I've got to do now is strip the car completely of its undercarriage, put the new undercarriage on, and that's as far as I'm going to go with the undercarriage. I'm not going to do anything else, but there's a little trick I'm going to do with the engine as I go along. And the trick to the engine is going to be this. The entire engine, supercharger included, everything, is going to be chrome. You name it, it's going to be chrome. The moment that's done, I will then turn to my partner after I've got the bodywork on, and I'll ask her a question. The only problem is, with the way this car is going to be done, there's only one colour, because of the way the car is going to be done, that cannot be on the car because of the front area, what I'm going to be doing with the front area, and that colour sadly is pink. The car cannot have, it can have pink on it, but it can't have pink in like the engine bay or something like that. If she wants pink on the car, I've got to try and work out where the pink goes. That's the problem. So in the way of the main area, pink can't be on there like on the body. But if she wants, I can try and do something else with pink for the car, for example. Or I might do another 57 Chev for her and me. As I said once before, there is a reason why I like pink. I'll do another 57 Chev for the both of us, which I'll also do a video on as well. And that body will be pink. I'll make sure of it. And I'll also see, what I'll do is when I'm done with this car, I'll sit it on the jack over there, and then what I'll do is I'll go and look for another 57, and then I'll do that one up any way my partner wants. But sadly for this car, because of what's going to be going on with the car in the way of in the way of the chassis, in the way of the engine, sorry, there cannot be pink in the main area on the body at all. I've got to try, if she wants pink on the car, I've got to try and figure out where I can put it for her. I mean, you know, because like the car itself is going to basically be as I said to you guys once before, I've said to you plenty of times, I do theme cars, and one of the many cars that I've done in the past, I did a few cars for some friends, one of which who had a friend who she knew for a good, 10, 15 years, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know, she didn't really tell me. Her friend had a son by the name of Daniel, and they found out that their son, and when I say their son, I don't mean this friend of mine, I'm talking my friend's friend and her partner, or his partner rather. They found out when she gave birth to their son that 2 years down the line, their son actually was found out to have cancer. Now, she told me that the guy had cancer, and this kid's main colour that he liked, or the two main colours that he liked, and believe it or not, it was strange that she said this, the two main colours that he liked were white and pink. But the way he had them, the way he had it was completely different to the way that certain other people do it. His favourite colour, believe it or not, was pink, so I thought, well, okay, fair enough. So his favourite colour was blue, sorry. But he did have pink in his in his way of thinking because of how sick he was. When he found out that the Cancer Council did things like all this sort of stuff, like for trying to fight cancers like brain cancer, leukemia, lung cancer, all that sort of stuff. He actually fell to liking pink, and that was about the size of it. That's all. It's not a main. It wasn't his main colour, but he had a whole host of colours that he liked. Now, the poor guy, I feel sorry for his family, and I feel sorry for his parents. The reason being is because the poor guy was only 5 years old when he passed away. Now, I did a car for him. Believe it or not, I actually found out when I was doing the video, I actually found out that he passed away. He was actually watching my video when he passed away. So, what I did was, I did a race in honour of him with me driving in iRacing. I did a race for him, and I said to my friend, what I'll do is I'll talk to the team owner about it, because iRacing, as you people probably know, whoever knows about iRacing, you probably know that iRacing is a computer game, and it's basically, it's actual categories, but in the way of racing categories like sprint car, NASCAR, IndyCar, the V8 supercars here in Australia, you know, all that. And they actually run rules to the actual seasons. So, like, sprint car, for example, sprint cars have got to be to a certain point, because I did work with a sprint car team at one stage in real life, and when I was working for that race team, I actually turned around and got around to the point where I was actually able to help the driver with the team completely because of the rules that was in sprint cars. So I got to know the sprint car rules off by heart, and then started helping him build his engines up and all that. That's not how I became interested in sprint car or NASCAR. I was already interested in NASCAR, and the reason why I was interested in NASCAR already was because of a driver by the name of Bill Elliott. Now, Bill Elliott was my favourite driver, and he has been my favourite driver since I was about 6 years old. So, and mind you, here's the funny part. A lot of people ask me how I know about Bill Elliott. Well, I'll tell you guys right now how I know. I know about him through a race that happened and was televised, and I don't mean the Daytona 500. It was a different race. I can't really remember the name of the race, but what it was, he actually had a top position in the race, and he held that top position. I forget where it was. I think he was in 5th or 6th or something like that. And he was having problems with his car and all that sort of stuff, but he was able to hold his position where he was. And while he was out on the track, they were all trying to work out what the problem was with his car. He said it was misfiring and all that. And no one knew at all what the problem was. They were all trying to figure it out. He'd had engine problems the whole weekend, and the engine problems that he had was really, really severe. Even though he had engine problems, he was able to hold his position, which I think was somewhere between 5th and 10th, I think. Now that, in the way of a 40 car field or a 43 car field back then, that is pretty good. And my partner, I think I'd have to ask her. I really hope I'm right when I say this, but my partner, I think, is also a Bill Elliott fan. I'll have to ask her in about 10 minutes. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out the back end, and then what I'll do also is I'll replace the fuel tank. I'll replace everything in the way of the chassis. I'll put everything else back in, and then after that I will then get ready to put the engine together and have it from there. Now, I hope to have this car done inside 2 hours, because I really want to be able to spend some time talking to my partner, because I love talking to her, and I mean, I miss her like crazy. I mean, she is my queen, as I've told you guys before. So, and she's probably going red in the face, I'll bet you. Because, as I said to you guys, I do love her, and I love her to bits. She is my queen. You know, I'd do anything for her, and this might sound crazy, I'd even give my life for her. I would put my life on the line for her. I would, if someone charged her with a knife or went to go and shoot her, I would take the bullet, or I'd take the knife. I would not care. Just so long as she's okay and fine, I wouldn't care. So long as my partner's alright, I'd be happy. And I know for a fact she probably thinks the same for me, with her thinking that she wants to look after me and all that, and I'm glad she does. But what I'm telling you guys right now is this: she can defend me all she wants. I can defend her all I want. We had a good old-fashioned chat once, and the little chat was this: we found out that we are a power couple. Now, the reason why I say we are a power couple is because of the way we are. That's all right, we'll have 4. Nice. And the reason why I say it's the way we are is because we've both been through a rough section in life. We've both had our hearts broken more than once. We've both had, things go wrong that we didn't want to have go wrong. One of the many things that I had go wrong for me was a marriage which quite literally fell apart on me right in front of my face. And I told my partner exactly what had happened. And she was like, well, trust me, I'm going to be with you forever. And I do believe her. And I hope to God she understands also that I would lay my life on the line for her regardless of what anybody says. Now, what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to take the battery out. I'm going to take this out. Another little mess on the road, I don't care. I've already taken the fluids out. Let's see if I do a mess here. Let's have a look. Yep. What a guess. Now, what I'm going to do here is the following. I'm going to have a look at this and then I'm going to pull it apart bit by bit. And then as I pull it apart, I'm going to be getting all of these parts. I need one of them. 2 relay Bs. 3 relay Bs. 4 relay Cs. Okay. 3 blue, 3 red. 1 blue, 3 red, 3 brown. Now, a friend of mine turned around and said to me what he's going to do is he's going to grab one of these and turn it into the ultimate sleeper. Now, I said to him, what does he mean by the ultimate sleeper? And he turned around and said the following. He's going to turn it into a rat rod. I said, why would you want to turn it into a rat rod? He said, simple. Just imagine it. Okay, now that's the car fixed up and ready to roll in the way of getting its undercarriage back on. So, what the Okay, whatever. Okie dokes. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a look at all this sort of stuff and see what goes on. 3, 3, 3, 1. Okay. Now, I think I need 4 of these, I think. I need 2 of these, I think. I'll have a look. Yeah, 4 relay 4s. Hang on. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Just trying to double check this, guys, because I don't really want to screw it up. If you guys know what I mean. 3 relay Bs. And I'm not sure how many relay Cs. Oh, how many relay As? Let's have a look. 1. Okay. Now I think it is D8. Okay. I don't know if I have the battery. No, I don't. Okay, now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a look and see what I do have and what I don't have. What I do have, I'm going to obviously hold on to. What I don't have, I'm obviously going to start getting. Okay, that's officially bizarre. Okay, well, so 1, 2, 3, 1. Right, okay. 3 red, yep, okay, fair enough. Okay, now, I think I've got... a radiator, I think. That's weird. I thought I did have it. Oh, okay. This is odd. See, this is what I mean, guys. I do this all the time when I do these cars, just to make sure I do have certain things. Because if I don't have them, then I'm stuffed. So now I've got to go back to here. Now, I know for a fact that I do have to get, I've got the petrol tank, that's fixed up. Where are you, you son of a monkey? Come on. Now, I mean, there was one thing. That's one thing I was going to tell you too, guys. There was a little situation last night, I think it was, or the night before. Something funny happened when I was building a car up just for the hell of it. What actually happened was I was going through all the parts for the car and whatnot, and I was building the engine up. As I was building the engine up, I came across the fact that I had 2 water pumps for the car. I thought at first, slight mistake. So I did what I did for my friend, because my friend that does he had to leave the game because he had to go and do something. So I took over on the car building for him. And then he came back about 20 minutes later, and I was up to putting the engine together. And I said to him, dude, you're not going to believe this. He said, what? I said, this car's got 2 water pumps. And here we are sitting here trying to figure out why. And I was like, why do you think it's got 2 water pumps? And he said, bugger if I know. Then I found out that it was there was some special injection system in there that was for the engine, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Now, I don't know what I've got to have done here. I've got to try and find out whether it's See, this is what I was talking about, guys. It's a bit difficult at times when you do this sort of thing because you don't know exactly what you need all the time. So what I've got to do now is, now that I've done what I've done in the way of building certain things up and all that sort of stuff, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix what I can, what's got to be fixed. And I'm now going to be winging it to see what gearbox I need because I've screwed up. So I don't know what. Well, actually, no. It's actually a good idea I don't have the gearbox because it's a completely different engine to what I had. So I've now got to try and figure out what gearbox I have to have when I build the engine up. So now what I've got to do is I'm going to put the chassis underneath the car. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and build the engine. After I've built the engine, I'm going to drop the engine in. Then what I'm going to do is put all the panels on. Then I'm going to send it into a paint, bring it back here, get the seats, put them in, and bingo, the car should be done. Once the car is done, I will try and fire it up and see what happens. Now, the reason I say try and fire it up is because my friend did the same thing with his, because he had that Aston Martin, which I was talking about earlier, and the Aston Martin Vantage, and it basically decided to go, no thanks, I'm not going to start for you, so it went right, screw you, and it didn't start for him. So I was like, well mate, look, I don't know what to do, I had no clue. I had no idea on what to do for the poor guy for his car, because the car just would not start. So what I'll do now is, I do have a question for my sweetheart, which I'll ask later. Oh, I just thought of something. I'll put it together though, first of all, and then what I'll do, once I've done all the chassis and that underneath, I'll ask my... Let's see what she says. Okay. First of all, I might put the tank in. Okay, so that's the fuel tank fixed. Now, for the back end. Alright, this is where it gets a bit strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through... Right, okay, fair enough. I think I got all the parts. I think. I hope. So... Sway bar B, do I have that? Sway bar B, where are they? No, I do not have sway bar B. Or do I? I've got suspension parts ready to roll. I think I need that, I'm unsure. But I won't buy, I might buy it now anyhow. No. Okay, the back's going to be done fairly soon. I hope reasonably quick. Now, my beautiful sweetheart will see the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Once I ask what I'm going to ask her, I'm kind of hoping she says if she does want pink in the car, I'm kind of hoping she wants it somewhere on the car, subtle, like say what the like say for example, not somewhere big, if you know what I'm. Oh, you snot. Okay, now this is going to be a pain in the butt. I know I've got 97% of the pieces. I know that for a fact. I might actually ask my other half now, actually. Before I do... I wonder if that would work. Let's have a look and see what she says. Now, the reason why I'm saying I want to know if it works, it's because of what I've got planned. I'm kind of hoping she says yes to it, because it probably, with the colour of the car that I'm thinking of putting on the car, it probably would look good. It would probably pop out, because I'm kind of thinking of putting a custom red on the car. And the reason why I'm thinking of putting a custom red on the car is because of what I have planned for this car. And then once this car's done, you'll see. Now, what I'm trying to do is try to work out what to do the suspension in. Because if she wants it done the way I think she wants it done, then I will do it, because the colour of the shell you're going to see very soon. Because as soon as I've done the undercarriage, I'm going to put the shell on, like the doors, the front panels, the hood, and the front and rear bumpers. And then from there, after that, I will then take the car down to paint, and then put the paint on the job on the car. Now, the paint scheme that I'm thinking of using is a custom colour scheme. Right, I guess they're going to be fixed. The colour scheme I'm thinking of, right, she wants it pink and red, pink and blue on the suspension. So what I'm going to do is, I'll tell you what I've got planned for the car. What I've got planned for the car is now that she's told me, a pink and blue suspension. Now, when I say pink and blue suspension, you'll see what I'm talking about. The shell itself is going to go to, instead of being this colour here, what you see, it's going to go to a maroon custom red. Now, once it's gone to the maroon custom red, I'll be able to work out what I want in the way of special design on the front. Because if you have a look at the front on here, I found this car like this in the way of its paint job. All this here is all sort of a mix with the colour scheme. So what I'm sort of thinking of doing is, because I'm going to have a Moroni custom red, I'm also thinking of having a light blue on the front or a white on the front. I'm not sure yet. The reason being is because this thing here will be sitting side by side with the wedding car for a photo shoot once it's done. Why? I thought I had that. Okay. Okay. So I don't have it. All right. Well, I do now. That's what I was talking about, guys. As you probably just saw, I've had to buy these parts because I didn't have them. Stupid me. I was actually trying to get this car up and ready to roll for the video before anything too soon. But because of what was going on in the way of around where I live, we had quite a few things going on, and I had to make sure that I was at the ready to help at any stage. Now I won't do that yet. I'm just going to do the other side first. And then what I will do is I will start putting all the undercarriage on except for the suspension, because as you guys know with what I just told you, my partner wants the suspension pink and red because of what I think she must be able to read my mind. I swear to you, because I think she knows what I've got planned for the chassis and the car. She must be able to read my mind. I'm telling you. If she can, I've got a clever wife. So, let's do this. I've actually got a very clever wife, not to mention a very beautiful one. Now, as you can see, I'm not putting any of the suspension in the way of like the shock absorbers or anything like that are going to go in yet. The reason for that is this. That's the parts that my partner has told me to paint pink and blue. So that's what I'm going to do for the car because of what I've got planned. As I've told you guys, the car's going to go to a Moroni colour, but I know what the colour scheme's going to be in the way of the maroon colour, but she doesn't. So she'll see it. And baby, please, whatever you do, alright, don't ever change your fabric colour or your second fabric colour. Please. Okay, now, should I, shouldn't I? Because that's part of the suspension there. But it wouldn't, I don't think it would look any good still anyway. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that back end the way it is. And now I'm going to build the front end. The moment I've built the front end, I'm then going to start chroming out the engine, because as I said to you, it's going to be completely chromed out. There are parts for the engine that I haven't got, sadly. The reason being is because of certain situations that I have to do when I build the engine. See, I was going to take the engine from the car that you saw sitting inside with this car here. The car that was sitting in the front in the garage with this one was Princess. So what I was going to do originally was I was going to take Princess's engine out of it, put it on the engine jack, look at the engine, take the engine apart and then rebuild the engine and then throw it back in the car before anything. I was really hoping to get that done. The reason being is because I really wanted to get the parts for this car so I could build this car in one big hit. Let's see what she says. Because with me and my partner, the funny part of it is our favourite colour, our two favourite colours are the same colours. So I'm kind of hoping she'll. I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's really hard to do. So see, that's the thing. Sometimes I get a little bit concerned with these cars. Now, I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. Sometimes, with the way I do these cars, it sort of makes me think a little bit. So, I had that. I swear to God, I had that part. Okay, I've got that. Okay, here we go. No, I'm not putting that on just yet. So we'll take that apart. You guys did see me buy that part, did you not? Because it's now telling me I don't have it. Oh boy. The biggest pain in the butt's going to be the engine. That's the biggest pain. Okay, now that's that side built. I'll just put the brakes on here first. Now I won't put the brakes in the way of the brake pads or anything like that on just yet, and there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to see. I mean, this is going to sound crazy, and I know everyone's going to say it is crazy. Even though it's a computer game, sometimes when you put panels on a car in this game, you will actually see the panels block a certain part of the ghost piece that you've got to put on. And you sometimes cannot see whether you've got the right piece or not. Because it might turn around and say, hey, wrong piece. So, that's one reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. It sounds a bit funny, but it's the honest to God truth. That actually happens. Because it's happened to me numerous times. It's happened to a friend of mine numerous times. Okay, now, that's the chassis built. Now what I'm going to do is put the exhausts on as far as I can go with them. And then from that, I will go and put the wheels on and then drop it down so you can see what the car's roughly going to look like with the wheels. That's weird. Don't tell me it's bugging out. Now I'm not going to put that part on yet. The reason being is because, as I've said a few times, I've got to try and make sure everything is right, because with this game it shows all different parts, and it's fair enough that it shows all different parts for the cars, because different cars have different parts, but the thing that I'm trying to get at is that with the car being the way it is, the car has got multiple exhausts. As you can see, you can have multiple systems in the way of exhausts. You got cars that are coming into the game, when I say this, I mean like you have the 57 Chev, which this one's supposed to be based off. Then you got your Mercedes, and then you've got your Chevrolets in the way of your Camaros. Then you've got your Ford Mustangs. Then you've got your Dodge Hellcats. Then you've got them all the ones that's in the game, even some of the ones that are game based as well. And if you go through them, you'll actually see that the chassis change because of the car. With the car's change, the chassis change, and you know, the back end gets better. You end up with catalytic converters. You end up with, which reminds me, there's a little story with catalytic converters, believe it or not, and you get all these different types of exhausts and all that sort of stuff, and then when you build the engine up and then you throw the engine in the car, you don't know whether you got the right exhaust or not. So that's the reason why I'm leaving that like that. I don't know whether whether I'm going to end up getting the right exhaust or not until I actually drop the engine in the car. So what I'm about to do now is I'm about to put the wheels on, but I'm going to drop it down, and then I'm going to go and disassemble the suspension that I've got, which is the front suspension, spray it into the pink and blue, and then same with the rear because of the shock absorbers. I don't know what colour I'm going to do them, but whatever I do them, I'll do them. So the moment that's all done and dusted, I'll then go and build the engine, and then drop the engine in after I've dropped the car down, and then go from there. Now, I'll show you what I'm talking about in the way of the car, because like it's gonna be a hard one to explain. So you have to visualize it, if you know what I mean. It's the engine block mainly and the suspension. Well, not so much the suspension, but it's the engine block that I'm talking about in the way of the colour that I'm going to be putting it in. The engine block is going to go chrome. So what you see there, that engine block, that's going to go chrome. Everything that's going on that engine that can be painted will be painted, and it will be painted chrome. That's what I'm talking about when I say that. So you name it, it's going to go on there, and it's going to go chrome. The whole engine. But at this current point in time, my little girl, my gorgeous princess, my hot queen, my beautiful queen, she wants this dealt with. So before I do anything, let's have a look at something. Okay, right, okay. Now, I'm not sure whether she wants... Ooh, that looks nice. That looks really nice. I must have put that on to see if she likes it. Now what I might do is do a custom blue for the springs. Ooh, that's nice. Now, I hate that. What I'm going to do here is this here is going to get done in... Hang on a sec, I'll ask her if she wants pink or blue. Baby, if you're watching, there's your pink, and there's your blue. Okay? There's your blue, that's your pink. Aha, right. Now, this might sound crazy, guys, but I've got sort of a theory in my head for this car. I'm sort of running an idea through my head in the way of the paint job, but I'm not too sure exactly how it's going to work. So that's the bad part. And now that I've got the chassis underneath it, I will put... That looks nice. No wonder I love her. Real smart. Man. Now... And that's that. Now what I've got to do is put everything into the car the way it's going to be. Now you will notice that all the car parts in the way of tyres are all the same, and there's a reason for that. Okie dokes. Now to put the body on. Now my original plan for this car, believe it or not, was to have the car... Actually, hang on. I've got an idea. Baby, you'll have to bear with me for this because of what I've got planned. Okay? Rightio. Now, I will put the hood on because the hood's got to go on because of the colour scheme as well. Now, the hood I'm actually going to put on this is one for the supercharger because, as I said to you guys, now this is the reason why I'm going to chrome out the engine. I'm actually considering chroming the hood. Now, the reason why I say I'm thinking of chroming the hood is because of what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the car built and have the supercharger. I'm not going to have the one that came with the engine, the one or came with the car. The engine that I'm actually going to have is a double overhead cam supercharged engine. So basically, what I'm thinking of doing is the following. Now, I will grab the hood that I'm thinking of using, or I'll grab the hood that I'm going to use. First of all, bodywork. Okay, I've got the trunk on. Okay, so that can go and that can go for now. The hood I'm thinking of using is this one. I'll show you. Now, the reason why I'm thinking of using this one is because I've got the supercharger, as I said. Now, the only thing is, if I do the following, right, it might be a bit on the bizarre, it might be a bit on the odd side. Now, the reason I'm saying it could be a bit on the odd side is because what I'm actually thinking of doing, not only am I thinking of chroming over the engine the way I've got planned, but I'm also thinking of chroming the hood. Now, the reason I'm saying I'm thinking of chroming the hood is because the engine's going to be chrome, the supercharger's going to be chrome, the supercharger's going to be poking out of the bonnet, out of the hood, obviously, or as called here in Australia, a bonnet. So, with it poking out of the hood, like it's going to do, it'll be chromed, the hood will be chrome. So if you just picture it, you'll see what I'm talking about. So what I'll do is, I'll buy a second hood, I'll chrome that over. Then what I'll do is I'll take this one down, I'll get the whole thing sprayed up, and then I will throw a challenge to you. Now let's have a look. Could have sworn I bought that wood. What the f... Could have sworn I bought the wood. What the f... Okie dokes. Now, this is the hood that I'm going to chrome over. Now, don't... Ooh, that looks nice. I'll have to throw... Ooh. Really? Let's have a look at that for a minute. Looks good and custom. Oh, babe, that looks awesome. Let's have a look at something. Because there it is with pink. If you have a look, it is a pink hood, but it's also got the blue on it, which is going to work, if I do this, work back to the car. Now, let's have a look at what it would look like in blue. Because I'm not throwing this together completely. Okay. I didn't see that in pink, but I did see the other one. Let's have a look. There it is with the blue and the pink. There it is with the red, which goes into yellow, which I don't really like, because there's your pink and it doesn't really suit the hood. So I seriously think if I do the car pink, which I'm actually now thinking because it does look nice, I'm actually thinking if I do the hood pink and don't do it chrome, that's the way I'm going to have it because it looks pretty damn good. If you have a look at that, and then you bring the other one over and throw it in, it'd look pretty good. But what I am going to do at the moment is... Yoy. There's chrome. Now, what the... No, I didn't want that. But thank you anyway. See, this is what I'm hoping. If I have that on the engine bay itself, because of the engine being chromed out, having that on, you will probably see what it looks like with the thing. Hang on a minute. Just give me a sec. I'm going to do something. Baby, I'm about to do something for us. When I say us, I mean me and you. Okay, babe? What I want you to do is tell me what you think of the colour schemes because of the situation, what I've got planned. I'm stuck for ideas in my head. Okay? I'll put it to you that way. And I really need your help. Because not only are you beautiful and gorgeous, but you're also smart. Okay, let's move this down to the paint shop. Okay. Now before I do anything, I want to have a look at this car in its original colour scheme with... That looks alright. And there's the number 1 colour scheme, which doesn't really suit it because, you know, it doesn't really... It sort of blends in too much. So that's the reason why I did what I did with the other ones, which I did for my partner and I. Okay, so let's have a look. First of all, there's your blue. Now, keep that locked in. That looks good. That looks actually kind of cool. There's the wedding car. That was a cool car idea, I swear to God. More metallic, that looks nice. Now, here's what I'm talking about. If I have this like this, and I go to there, it's got the blue on it as you guys can see, and it works itself back into the pink. So, what I'm kind of thinking is having it like that, and having it work its way back into the pink. I'll ask my partner and see what she says. Because that looks kind of good. That looks kind of sweet. But I'm also going to do chrome hood, and I'm going to see what it looks like with a chrome hood. I hope she likes it, because that looks kind of cool. I didn't think it would turn out that good. Honest to God, I did not seriously think it would turn out that well. But I was throwing ideas up, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do for the car. You know, I was having all sorts of ideas in my head, and I'm like, how do I work this through? Do I work it through and keep it, go back to going to a red, and or go back to having a blue, and then, you know, having my girl go, why? Or do I try and do something different? And okay, now, okay, now, you heard what she said. She said yes. So, well, I think she said yes, but I'll do it anyway, and then I'll throw something up and see what happens. I just want to try a little trick, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the car. As you can see, what I've done, guys, I've put the car together, and then I'm going to put this on the car, because that's what she wants. I mean, it looks beautiful. It really does. I seriously did not think the car would turn out so well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the car back to the garage, take the other hood up, and I'm just going to have a look at this because I want to see what it would look like with the engine chromed over, and also the hood chromed over as well. So now it had blue on it, so now this is only a throw together. I just want to see what it would look like. If it looks good, then I'll throw it together. No, it doesn't look any good like that, but that's only trial and error. I'm just trying to do a little... I hate that. What I'm going to do is I'll chrome this engine over, and then I'll chrome the hood over, and then what I'll do is I'll build the engine up. Now, just remember this is only trial run. I don't really want to keep it because I don't know whether it's going to look any good. But the engine definitely is staying chrome, for sure. I will have... I'll chrome that. I'll just chrome the whole thing over in the way of the engine parts and go from there. Why did that not go chrome? Okay, whatever. These bits here are going to be completely different because the engine is going to be, as I said, chromed over. So damn. This could be a fairly short, well, not short now, it's been more than 2 hours, I think. Okay, now. I won't put the battery in till last because of what happens when I do put the battery in. So I'm kind of hoping my girl gets back soon. Luckily for her, I'm only doing small bits at the moment. And I want to see her watch me get the engine built. Just give us 10 seconds, will you guys? I'm just going to message her and ask her to tell me when she gets back because I need to know when she gets back. I do not believe what I just heard. Okay, whatever. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go and put the engine on the engine compartment bay over in this here. It's going to be the block and loader going to go in here. Now, what I do have planned is that really? You're saying I don't have the engine? Okay, so it's saying I don't have the engine. So what engine have I got? Okay. That means to say... Ah, she's back. That means to say I've got to buy the V8 engine. Now, I'm not going to do what I did a few minutes ago yet. The reason being is because she didn't hear me talk about anything what I've got planned. So, now what's the engine I've got to get? Oh, okay. She wouldn't have heard anything of the engine that I was talking about. So I'll leave that as in suspense, if you know what I mean. She's probably saying, oh, tell me. Well, if she is, then she has to message me and say, tell me. Because if she doesn't, then I can't tell her. Because I was going to hide it from my little girl and see if she likes the idea what I've got. What the fuck? You're kidding me, right? Whatever. I say that because of what I just saw. And I'll have to mention it to... Well, I'm not really going to mention it, but, you know, I looked at it, I was just like, what? Ah, there it is. Is that it? Yep. Right, now to go and chrome the engine over. Because I did the wrong engine. Now this will take probably a little bit of time to do. After I've done the engine and I've dropped the engine in, that's more than likely where I will call the episode because I've probably been going more than 3 hours. So... Oh, damn it. Oh. I need it with plenty of torque in it, so... I want this one to try and be just as fast, if not faster, than Queen 33, and definitely I want it to beat Queen 34. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. I've got to... What about this part? I don't think I've got that part either. So I have, okay. I'm kind of hoping I've got the right water pump. Really kind of hoping I do have the right water pump. If I don't, I am going to flip a wig. Will be okay. I know I haven't got that, so... Yeah, I thought I had that. Could have sworn I had that. was it? This could take a little bit of time, guys. So if I can't finish it this episode, I will do a second episode. There you are, you little snot. Huh? Okay, this is getting odd. Come out, wherever you are. Yeah, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go and drop the radiator in the car and then take this stuff around that it's got to be fixed up, and then I'm going to go and fix it up. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry you didn't get to see me put some of the stuff in. That's the reason why I held back on building the engine for you, babe. Now, a lot of this stuff is done. That I'm not sure what I will do with. Do I leave it the way it is, or do I spray it up? If I spray it up, what colour do I do it? I don't know whether it would look any good in pink or blue with being on a chrome engine. So what I might do is I might do it a chrome, throw it in the... Well, I just... Good on coming up with ideas as I talk. Nope. Nope. Not too red. So what I'll do is, as I said, I'm going to chrome it over, so... Is there anything else that's got to be done? Gotta find that goddamn supercharger. Actually, I think there's one here somewhere. Four barrel carbs. That's what it is, I think. Two of them. Come on. Where are you? Come on. Is that you? Yes. Hang on, that's weird. Why can't you chrome it over? That's odd. No, well. Only thing I can do is fix it and then hope to God it looks good. It looks like it might look pretty good. Okay, I mean, I'm really hoping it does because I don't really want to have to. Timing change video. Okay, fair enough. That's the reason why I couldn't find it. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is it looks like I may have to call it on this building this engine. After I built the engine, that's probably where I'll have to call the episode. The reason being is because it is getting late here, so I don't really want to have my mum bang on my, because sadly, I mean, I can't really say sadly because my dad's in a nursing home, so I don't really want to have my mum come banging on my door telling me to sort of keep it down a bit because I'm doing a stream. Because my mum knows I stream, but she also knows how late I do stream. But the biggest problem is with me doing streams this late. Sometimes I have no choice but to do them this late. Okay, now that's one that I gotta get. Okay, now we know what we're going for. Now there is one thing that's going to be a little tricky. Where are you? Aha, there you are. Okay, this is officially odd. This is getting really bizarre, and it's really starting to test my patience. Okay, I've got the timing chain, I've got pretty much everything, I hope. All I want to do is get this engine built. That's as far as I'm going to go tonight, guys. I can't go any further. Now, you see how I've chromed this supercharger? I could do that to it, but what I was actually hoping to do is chrome it over, and then, because that's what I'm going to be doing to the engine. Okay, now I've got to go. Okay, here we go. Ow. Sorry guys, you had to hear that if you heard it. Okay, need 1, 2 of them. Two of them. Now, if you guys heard that, I'm sorry, but it was my phone. Aha, that's right, that's gonna get fixed up. This is the reason why I was kind of hoping to get parts fixed up and ready to roll before I even started the episode. Because I knew this would have to happen. So what's going to happen in future, guys, is if I have to do this like I'm doing now, I will inform you the night before, like I did originally with the taxi, but the biggest problem was with the taxi, it was being a little bit of a pain in the butt, so I thought, nah, I can't, because it was just, like, too difficult. So what I'm going to do with this car is I'm going to do the following. I'm going to see if I can get the engine done and drop it in. If I can get the engine done and drop it in, then that's where I'll call the episode. So I don't know exactly how this thing's going to turn out straight away. I mean, I would like to have it work out really, really well. I mean, it's a good looking car. It's turned out to be a good looking car. I didn't think it would turn out so well. I honestly didn't. Oh, that looks nice in white. Man, that looks nice. Now, before I do anything else, what I am going to do is... Now, the reason why I did that there is because every once in a while when I do engines, sometimes I do them at the wrong, do that section at the wrong time, so knew it. Please tell me that was done up correctly. Yep. So now this is asking for a water pump pulley. Okay. It's a real shame you can't get the water pump pulley in that area. I mean, just imagine the amount of torque going through the engine as it is, but I mean... Bingo, there it is. Alright. Huh? Excuse me, but I do have that. This is getting dumb. That I need for sure. That's not it though, that's the thing. Oh no, it is. Okay. Alright, that means to say I've got to fix this. Yay. Now, I know I've got pistons and I've got everything else. I don't know how far I'm going to be able to get into building this engine because it's getting super, super late here. So, like, I mean... Aha. Hang on, just double check that. Okay, right. It is the part we need. Oh boy. Now, I do remember telling you guys that I did a bit of an injury to myself not long back, so I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. That way I can drop the engine together and just drop it in the engine bay. I think I might have it fairly soon by the looks of things. Now, it's telling me basically that I've got to put my spark plugs in, but I can't put the spark plugs in just yet, because there's a few other things I've got to do to finish it off before I do put the spark plugs in. Because it's now the way I operate. I've sort of changed my ways of operations on this game. Now that's the engine chromed over and almost built. Now what I've got to do is turn the thing over. And then fix it from the bottom. And then after that's done and dusted, all I've got to do is do the rest of the putting together of the engine after it's been put in the car, because most of the work on the car has been done, as you all fully well know. How do I put it? Besides together, the engine's going to have its bottom put on hopefully in the next couple of seconds. The moment that's done, I'm going to turn it over and then take it down to where the car is and drop it in the car. Before I do anything of the sort in the way of dropping it in the car, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to turn around and put the oil filter on while it's upside down. Then I'm going to turn around, turn it over, and then take it over to where the car is, and then... Huh? Hmm. Apparently I haven't got the bottom half. Okay, whatever you think. Or as I say to my friends, whatever floats your boat. Generally water, but still. Now, as I said to you guys, I mean, this is going to sound funny, but I just want to get a look at what it's going to look like. I'm not going to keep the hood because I don't know how well it's going to look. Because the car's going to have... So I've got two hoods there. One's pink and the other one's a chrome. The chrome one is the one I'm talking about. I'm not going to keep it. I want to see what it looks like on the car once the engine's been put in. The rest of the stuff that's getting done to the engine, like the fuel rods and all that, and the rocker arms and that'll get done while the engine is, not long after the engine has been put in at the engine bays. So now I don't think I've got that. I'll have to get 16 of these. And I'll have to get 16 of... Where are you? There they are. Now... Have I even got that part? No, I haven't. Typical. Now, my hand is starting to hurt, so I am going to call it fairly soon. The moment I drop the engine in it, that's where I'll probably end up calling the episode. But I will have a little chat with you before I do, because there are a few things that are going to get done to that car, either on screen or off, because I don't even know whether I'm going to be able to do the car, like finish the car off. I'll finish it off, but you know. That I guarantee, the car's going to be finished. And I've got the perfect plate for it too, babe. Now. Okay, all the underneath is done. Now all I've got to do is turn the engine over. Take the engine off here. Get the engine crane over to the car, and then drop the engine in the car. Now, the only reason I'm dropping the engine in early is because I wanted to do a few things first before I do anything. Like, you know, I want to drop the engine in. I want to see, there's the old engine. Look at that. So I want to drop the engine in. Send that it's on the way. Now, I've got pretty much a lot of the stuff done, as you can probably tell. So what I'm going to do is, now that the engine compartment has the engine in it, it's got the fuse box in there, it's practically got everything in there that it needs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish it off by putting in the rods and also the rocker arms, and then straight after that I'm going to put the tops on, button it up. If I get the chance and if I have the time, I might even start it. No battery, I'm not going in yet. Now, I do have a game pre-ordered for 2026. The game is, I think it's from the same people that did Car Mechanic Simulator, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, and also Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, I think. The game, I think, is called Garage Mechanic. Now, I've been waiting for that game to come out for a while. It was only just recently announced that it's going to be getting released. So I'm kind of hoping it gets released very soon, because I would really love to have a go at it, because from what I've heard, it's going to be turning out to be a really good game. I read about it the other day and also saw it again today. The only sad part, the fact of the matter is, with the game, it's not going to be two-player. That's the only sad part. Now to put the spark plugs in. Now, the engine is in. The spark plugs are going in on that side. Now I'm going to do the other side. And then after that, I'm going to get the Gara. I'm going to go to find out what the exhausts are for the bottom of the car, because I don't really want to have the wrong one put in, because you can't, they have to have it run by trial and error. That's what I seriously think they should do with the new game. If they're going to have it run where you are a actual garage mechanic, for you to learn, and I mean, this would be a good experience for children who want to be mechanics in the future. It'd be a good little experience. They just sort of turn around and they go, well, what part do you use for this such and such of a car? And, you know, I mean, even this is a good idea for them as well. You know, because you got parts to put in the car. All the parts are the correct parts. But don't you think, but then again, it probably would have kids drive themselves batty, which means they'd probably end up not playing the game. So I can understand where I'm going with that part. But they should actually have it in the game where, and I would like to see it, because it would be pretty damn good. You actually have to go ahead and buy, I mean, you do with this game, but when I say buy, I mean like you've actually got to go out from the shop or from your garage, go out, go to a shop, look around, find out what's there, you know, just like you would with an actual mechanic, or you have a place where you can order your parts coming in and whatnot. I mean, that'd be fantastic. That'd be brilliant, as a matter of fact. You know, you got to order parts like you do with this, but with the parts with this, you order them, they show up immediately. What I'm talking about is this. You order the parts. The moment you order the parts, you have to wait. So if you've got somebody who's got their car in your garage and they're busting to have something fixed in the car, if you haven't got the part of the car, you basically have to order it and have it run to your place overnight. Or you have it run to their first day. Or the same. See, this is what I'm talking about right now. I've got to get the V8 wires, which means I have to do this. I mean, it would be pretty good. It's sort of the way I've got it planned in my head. If I was to do the game, I would do it to the point where you have, say, I don't know, say $1 million or something like that. You start out with $1 million. You start out with a small garage. You can only work on one car at a time. You know, it's. Do I do? No, I won't do these. I won't. Actually, I've got an idea. I hope she likes that because I'm kind of tempted to also change it, but I don't know whether I change it to pink or what. I mean, you know. Did I fix that? I don't know. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, now that that's done, now, as I said to you now, I'm not going to keep this, because I just want to see what it would look like, because I pictured it in my head not long back. So, you know, a car with this type of paint scheme on it, but the hood with the engine chromed out. Watch. I mean, how does that look? That looks pretty cool. But I'm not going to have that. What I am going to have, however, is that one. So that's the car pretty much done. All I've got to do now is lift it and stick the starter motor in it, which I think is V8, I think. I'll check it when it gets up to the air. And then what I'll do is I will let's see. Aha, so now you're going to be a dog. Alright. Now what engine? Oh no, hang on. It's going to be here anyway, so I'll find it now. This is really starting to hurt my hand. Oh, that's right, yeah. That's already looks really, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I do have it. Okay. I don't think I have that. I'll have a very quick look. Oh no, I do. Okay guys, look, that's where I'm going to have to call it because I've dropped the engine in and whatnot. Because my hand does hurt, so I'll have to call it. Now, what's going to happen is the next time I'm a Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, this car is going to be completed. But the episode will be on a different car. So this car will get worked on, but it won't be on this jack. This jack is going to have the car for the episode on it. This car will be on the second jack. So that's basically how it's going to run. That's how, because it's got a few things to be done, and then that is it. It's got to have the oil put in it. It's just got to have fluid put into it all the way through. You know, all that. Seats, front seat, the front, all the front's got to be done. Like what I said. It's got to have its fluids put into it. It's got to have seats put in it. It's got to have steering wheel put in it. Then that'll be that. And then before I even work on the second car that I'll be having on this jack, right, which will be the video will be about, I will dyno this car. I'll try and find out how fast this thing actually goes, and then hopefully it'll be as fast, if not slightly faster, as Queen 34, because I want to see. This might sound crazy, and I know I'm going to get a weird sound. I know my partner's going to say something funny to me. I would like to see Queen 34 fail before she gets a year old, because we've already got one superstar slash legend. So that'd be that. I mean, I'm not really fussed, if you know what I mean, but I just really wanted Queen 33 to win her final race. That was it. That's all I wanted. Alright guys, I'll drop it down and then move it over later on. So now you can have a look at the car, see what it really looks like. And I mean, look at that car. How can you not like that car? That car is... yeah, that's all I can say. You cannot falter this car, no matter what. I seriously did not think, when I was looking at the car, getting ready to fix it up, I didn't even think of putting pink on the car. And then I thought, wait a sec. I was just mucking around, you know, and just before I started the episode, I thought, hang on, I've got an idea. So I went through it and I had a look at a few things, and then I went, yeah, why not? I'll try and see what it looks like. So I bought the second hood. I sprayed it up and had the pink on it, like it's got now. And then I tried it, first of all, I tried it with the pink, which is the main part of the pink, what you see. And then I tried it with now this is this hood, not this hood, but the one similar to this, because I had three hoods. I had to get rid of one, which was the test hood. So I looked at it, I came out, put it on the car, left the car as it was as you saw it, and it looked reasonably nice. So I thought, well, I'll think about it. And then, as I said to you guys early in the piece, when I was getting ready to do the episode, I was actually considering just doing the car a different colour completely. I was actually considering doing it like a another type of blue or a purple or a black or something like that. I was seriously considering one of those colours. I wasn't too sure. Had I done it a different type of blue, it would have been that colour blue on the front. And then I would have had the red. But I thought, no, wait a sec, I'll see what it goes like with pink. Now this is before I did this, before I even started this episode. And then I did the test and I thought, yeah, why not? So, you know, here we are with the colour on the car and, you know, ba-boom. Anyhow, guys, that's basically the story of the car. Now, next time you see this car will not be on this jack. This car will be on this jack, the one where I'm standing right here. When that car gets put over here, I will be then going out to look for another car. I don't care what type of car I get, just so long as it's not a little buzz box with a 4-cylinder engine in it. I wouldn't mind either another Porsche or something like that. Or, even better, here's one for you. This is going to really surprise you, coming from me. A Dodge 1500 Ram. I mean, I'm a Chevrolet person. That's the reason I enjoy working on Chevys in this game. But I do like Dodge. So, you know, anything... I mean, I work on a Ford too, as you guys have seen. But... Working on the Dodge Ram 1500 can be a bit of a challenge. So that's the reason why I do what I do. Before I even do the video on the vehicle, I always go through and have a look at what I need to get for the vehicle. It's that simple. So that's one of the reasons why you saw me doing what I was doing when I was getting ready to fix the car up. Just as I started the episode, I was thinking, my God, what have I got to get? Have I got everything that I need? Do I have to get anything? I wasn't too sure what was going on. So, yeah. Anyhow, guys, that's that for the episode. As I always say, guys, enjoy each other's time while you're with each other, and also, please, guys, if you have a girl, treat her like she's a queen. She deserves it. Girls deserve to be treated like queens. They have everything that you guys might want. They do a lot of things for us. All that, you know, it's plain and simple. Girls, it's the same thing with us. Treat us like we're kings, and we'll treat you like you're queens. Make it a royal family in between the two of yous. Okay? Also, just remember this one, guys. Life is short. You don't know what comes up around the corner. Anything's possible. So that's basically it. But also when it comes to games in the way of GTA and stuff like that, don't mod, don't cheat. Unless there are actual mods in the game which can be used for the game, don't do anything stupid, because you can get screwed over by Rockstar if you do it with Rockstar. You can get screwed over by any other company that does games like GTA, where people go, oh, we can mod this, because they will lose their account. They will not lose their account, but they will be told they cannot do. Like they'll end up in bad sport. I'll put it to you that way. And the more they do it, the longer they'll end up in bad sport. The longest I've heard of someone ending up in bad sport on GTA, I think, was roughly a year and a half, so roughly 18 months. And this one person who was in bad sports actually ended up in bad sports for 4 years, and apparently he's still there because he won't get out of bad sports, because he keeps on blowing people up who are already still in bad sports. Now, what bad sports is this. Bad sports is an area in Grand Theft Auto 5 where people who are online, if they go through the game and cheat their way through the game, or just constantly wipe out lobbies and all that sort of stuff, they will be notified. Rockstar will be notified, or they will see it going on, so they will watch the person. If they see them constantly do it, then they'll get put in bad sports. I've been in bad sports. Trust me, it's not fun. Anyhow, guys, that is that. I shall see you guys when I see you guys. Please have fun. Enjoy your time with each other. Trust me. If you've got a bucket list, fill it out. If you don't have a bucket list, make one. Fill it out. Trust me. Because tomorrow is never promised. Trust me on that one. Anyhow, guys, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Smoke out.